Hello, welcome back to another video with me, GWMX. This is going to be the first of a short series. It's just going to be a beginner's guide to how to get started in MX bikes. So if you're new to the game or you're coming back after a long time, hopefully these tips can help you. I have got a setup tips video, but this will be more for riding specific stuff. So first of all, let's turn this sound all the way down. There we go. Yeah, so this is a 450. We don't want to do that because it's way too powerful and you'll crash a lot. So I recommend jumping on the 250F. We'll get into a track, then we'll adjust the settings. But basically, this race is your multiplayer. You have to forgive me, some dickhead across the road decided to start cutting down a tree or something, so you may hear that. This is online mode. This is single player mode. Yeah, this is all sort of self-explanatory, so we're going to go on testing. As you can see, I've got quite a few tracks, but what we want to do is go to a track that's beginner friendly. I would say practice track. That's probably a good one just to get you used to the game. So we've got our bike, we've got our track picked. Yeah, so let's start. Okay, now we're in game. What we want to do is head over to settings. Your settings will look a lot different from mine if you've just started up the game, but basically everything to do with your controller is in input 1, 2, 3. 3 is going to be just based on the camera or VR if you're using VR. Input 2 is things like your brakes, your view, just little parts like that. Input 1 is the main one. This is how I've got mine set up. And like I said, excuse me, my controls is going to be a lot different from yours because I've been tweaking them a lot and it's just my play style. This is how I've currently got mine set up. So I use direct lean. This will explain what it does. There is a link in the description to a guide that one of the developers created. It tells you what does what in terms of this, this, and this, and it's really useful, and it gives you a detailed explanation as to what they do. So you could go ahead and copy all my settings if you want. You'll probably have a hard time. So what I recommend doing is maybe going straight to simulation first, turning on everything that you want to use. See, I use auto clutch, auto tire change, and brake help. So this auto tire change, every time I come back to the pits, I click, if I press escape, then return to pit, it will put a brand new set of tires on my bike each time. Obviously all this stuff is sort of self-explanatory, really. Brake help is when I apply the brakes, it's basically like ABS. For cars, it's like a brake assist basically to stop you locking up, and it helps you improve your braking. Auto clutch I just keep on because you need to actually have a clutch like a car or a bike where you have to release it slowly and gradually pull away, and when you want to just get going quickly, this is just what I prefer to use. So yeah, go ahead, play with all these, see how you feel. Just keep doing lap after lap. I always stress that basically you just want to keep riding, just keep practicing, going lap after lap. I'll give you guys tips on how to pull away and how to hit jumps nice and basically just control the bike. So if I alter my sound again. Okay, so I use manual gears and I go in first person. So to depends what gearbox you use. If you're using auto gears, then you'll hit the gas and it'll pull away on its own. Obviously, that's what auto is. So I use gears, so I just whack it straight into second. And as you can see, the rider stood up. Obviously, if you've got the rider sit, the automatic rider sit activated, he will sit and stand on his own accord. So this is how I recommend. This may not be the right or the wrong way. This is just the way I do it. So on straights, over jumps, I stand. When I get to corners, I sit, then stand. Just get used to doing that. Sit, stand. So with pulling away, I know a lot of people just hit the gas and just flip out. But I recommend, so what you want to do is like a real motocross bike. So sorry about the Steam notifications, just getting spammed. Like a real motocross bike, when you pull away, you want to lean forward. Obviously, you can't really see it too well. If I use this view, you can see it. So you want to lean over the handlebars, get your weight over the front, and just gradually pull the throttle on. And then when you brake, it's hard to sort of do, but you can see when I'm braking, I'm pulling back on my lean stick, which is going to put the weight to the back of the bike. As in real life motocross, when you're hard braking coming into a corner, you want to get your weight back over the rear wheel just to help balance and plant the bike a bit better. When you're approaching jumps, there is an auto lean, an auto forward and back lean setting, which will basically adjust your lean for you. You can manipulate it, but it will try and sort of centralize the bike in the air for you and keep it horizontal. I didn't like that, so I switched it off because none of the other versions of this game actually had it, and I've just gotten so used to having manual control of the forward and back that's what I prefer to use. So when you're going over a jump, depending on how you've got your lean set up, I generally I push forward, so I lean forward as I'm going into the jump. So you can see, leaning forward, but you want to let off the gas as you go off the lip. You want to let off the gas, and just as you're about to land, you want to hit the gas again. You may have to adjust your pitch. Like if I pull back, look, you can see the front end dips. I'm not really the best at explaining how to like implement these tips and just sort of perfect it, but the only way I can really explain it is just keep practicing. Focus on being smooth and gradual and just getting some consistent laps down. When you're going into the corners, I recommend leaning forward in the corners, like this inside here. So I'll weight the outside peg, and by that I mean I'll shift my weight. If you've got auto rider lean on, it would do that. It would do this for you automatically, so you shouldn't need to worry. But if you've got it off and you've got it manual like me, what I do is I lean forward and then lean the opposite direction to where I'm steering. This is called weighting the outside peg. This is something you do in real riding again, and the same laws of physics apply here. You want to put the outside weight on the outside peg. That's going to keep the suspension planted and the rear wheel planted and keep your trajectory going in that line. And by leaning forward, you're just making sure that front end stays less twitchy. And remember, when you go for jumps, you've got 4 things that are going to affect whether you're gonna tip back, you're gonna go forward. So you've got, obviously, if I push the stick forward, that's going to put weight over the front. And if I pull the stick back, it's going to pull it over the back. But obviously, towards the front of the bike is a lot heavier than the rear of the bike. And you've also got, obviously this isn't a very jumpy track, but you've also got your gas and your brake. So if you go over the jump, you hold the gas, that's going to have a gyroscopic effect where your back wheel's spinning and it's going to want to come to the ground. So when you're in the air, even in real life, when you're in the air, if you were to pull the throttle back with the clutch out, you're just giving it gas like you're on the ground, that rear wheel's spinning and that's going to bring the weight down at the back. So if you were to stop that wheel, that's naturally going to tip the bike forward. That's what's called brake tap. So I'll show you that as well. So if I hit this jump, that was me hitting the brakes. So I won't touch the lean sticks, I'll just hit the brakes. So that's hitting the brakes, you're stopping momentum, and it's just tipping the bike forward. So you can combine all these. The way you see us ride is a combination of everything. We're leaning, we're gassing, we're braking, as and when we need it. It's quite hard to explain, but like I said, it all comes with just practice. That's basically the main thing you can do, is just keep practicing. If this video helps, then I'll do more. If not, then we'll just burn it in a pile somewhere. So hopefully it helps someone. Please ask questions, that's what we're here for, and check that guide out that I posted in the description. And yeah, hopefully it helps. Good luck.